Right, welcome to May 2026 update on my model railway. So I've been a little bit busy, and that's why I've not made many videos. Yeah, it's coming on now. I'll show you what I've been doing. Right, I'll start with a part that I've started building the scenery on, and the platform and the station and the bridge. So yeah, this is what it's looking like at the minute. Now, these aren't actually glued down or anything. I've just put these buildings into place just for a general idea of what it's going to look like, you see. The bridge, I've still got to finish the bridge walls on either side, you know, cut it to size and that. But the bridges, yeah, I think it looks nice. It's a nice looking bridge. The corner there's going to be a water tower. And obviously I've still got to build the platforms, so these buildings will be a little bit higher. How I'm building the platforms is I'm using Scale Scenes platform. So that has to sit on this, it's called a ballast strip or ballast edge or whatever. And you put this down first. So the platform will actually sit on this line here. And same with the other side. So the platform at this side's wider, obviously, and I'll explain that reason probably in the next video. You'll probably see why. So yeah, I've got to build all the platform. At this point, I can lift the track again and fit in the 2 point motors for these turnouts, these points. So I'll be doing that, wiring it all up, and I'll wire the complete baseboard up while I'm at it. Put the bus wire in and have all the wires to each piece of track, individual track. But I'm thinking that I'm going to put the soldered wire, the dropper wires, on the fish plates. I've seen other people do it and it seems to work all right. People sometimes solder onto the track underneath, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to spoil the sleepers, because it sometimes melts the sleepers when you start soldering. So I'll use the fish plates. I'll do it on the metal fish plates. So I've got the insulated fish plates in place, and I'll be converting these electro frog points. There's a little thing you've got to do, a little bit of cutting of wires and soldering more wires in to make this frog here live. That way I'm not relying on the point blade giving me the contact then for the frog, because these can quite often get dirty as time goes on and you lose your connection, you know, your electrical contact. So I'll be doing that. I've got the switch controls so that it changes the polarity of the frog as the turnout changes from one route to the other. So yeah, I've got all that to do. Yeah, this bridge, that's one of those MDF. Oh, well, it's like an hard cardboard, and it's one of those laser cut bridges. I thought it looked quite good, but I don't think I'll be keeping that colour. It'll probably be either white or maybe even black, I don't know yet, or maroon. So this route's set in West Yorkshire, so it could be LMS, it could be LNER. So I'm setting it kind of like the Wakefield area where I grew up. So that's my idea anyway for this. So yeah, these buildings are just in place just for me to get an idea of what it's going to look like. So we'll move on to the goods yard, which I've laid most of it, but I have to adjust this track here so that the goods shed will fit in, and this track can go actually inside the goods shed. So I'll have to do that. I've still got the edge shunt to put in there. It's just a small edge shunt. I've put a catch point on for realism. You're supposed to have that if you've got sidings onto a main line. So yeah, that's how that's looking. But I've had this other idea to make this yard work a bit better, so I can do a few more shunting manoeuvres. I'll show you what I mean. So there you go. I'm going to add these 2 points so that it creates a passing loop. So there'll be a passing loop here. So I can hold a freight train or some wagons in this bit and run round with a shunter, come back round here and get either behind or in front of the wagons. It'll help me sort out the wagons in this restricted yard, you see. On the real railways you were allowed to do that, but under strict control of the signalman usually. And there's going to be a signal box possibly here. That's the next building and the goods yard that I'll be making. And obviously all the signalling will have to go in. All the point motors on this bit, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 point motors on this section, and only 2 on the section with the platform and the station. So yeah, that's as much as I've done. Yeah, I'll show you the track setter. It's always a good idea to get a set of these. I've got a full set, like, so I can do all the different radius curves. It helps when you're pinning your track down, you know, on either side, and to get these lined up correctly. But I'm using those screws, like I said before, I'm using screws so I can just unscrew it and screw it back in if I want to. So yeah, these track setters are a very handy tool to have, and it'll give you better track laying. Your track will always be nice and straight if you use these as well. So yeah, obviously the gauge, the little plastic Pico gauge, I'm using the fine scale gauge, so that's how you get your track width between the tracks correct. And the other side's for the set track, which is a bit wider. But I'm using the finer scale. It is code 100, but it is still considered fine scale if you're using this gauge. So yeah, that's pretty much it really. So I don't think there'll be any running of trains because there's no wiring on the layout. I've no temporary wiring set up either, so it'll be just a quick look. And yeah, this is just a test coach. You just use this little jig, as I call it, and that gives you it just fits on the edge like that, and that gives you your gap. So you know, it's just to check to make sure that your coaches aren't going to catch the edge of the platform. It just gives you, that's the edge of the platform there, if you can see, just there. So it helps with that. So that's what that is. Right, okay, I think that's all I can say at the minute about the railway, but yeah, it is coming on, so there'll be more later.